Hi, my name is Lauren Stone. I'm currently completing the Operations and Manager and Island Diploma Level 5 at Steadfast Training. My trainer is Dave. Today's date is the 28th of April 2026, and here is my recorded professional discussion. So, Unit 1, Unit 514, Managing Recruitment. Um, so how at NCC we ensure we have a fair recruitment process. So we do this by having a blind recruitment where names, any identifiable data is removed from the application. Um, I'd say following um the Equality Act 2010 and the Data Protection Act 2028, those changes were made to ensure that we're following those guidelines. So the Equality Act to ensure that our recruitment process is always fair and equal. It's a fair opportunity for everybody, and it's protective of those characteristics, so nobody's biased or makes a judgment on any of those characteristics um if they were to be identified. By removing that, we remove any bias. And then also with the Data Protection Act, by removing that data, we don't have any identifiable data. We do remove applications from our resource center. I think it's after 30 days. So then that is destroyed. So yeah, we follow those guidelines there from those legislations. um Recruitment is really important. So it's really important that an organization attracts the right candidates. So recruitment is quite important, making sure that we have a clear, concise job description, so people know exactly what roles they're applying for, exactly the individual that we're looking for, the qualities. Yeah, it is really important. It supports with workforce planning. Like, these candidates will be coming into a workforce that's already up and running. So, yeah, it'll be supporting workforce planning. It's to also ensure that we have long-term organizational success. So we have to make sure that the people that we do recruit are fall in line with that and then help us achieve that as well. Because when you join the organization, we all have the same shared goal. Or is that a team message? So I think the recruitment process within this organization supports retention and staff development. So even internal colleagues can like apply for different jobs, and again, it's always fair because we have that blind recruitment, which I do like, because um it's not based on who you know or what it is that you do. It's based on exactly what it is that you put in the application. So I think it's a very fair, all round kind of recruitment process. Our shortlisting process is very fair and concise. Also, that's the same all throughout every department, every job role. So it's very consistent. And then we have really structured interviews. So it is different per department just because of the needs of some of the job descriptions and stuff, but the baseline of it is quite similar throughout. So yeah, I think it helps attract those with new skills, bring them into the organization. We're really big on diversity. So yeah, I think our recruitment process, that we've got a really diverse workforce, so I think our recruitment process is really fair, is really good, because we have that representation within our workforce. Unit 519, developing and leading teams to achieve organizational goals and objectives. So goals are really broad outcomes an organizational team wants to achieve, where objectives are they're quite specific, and KPIs are key performance indicators, where they're also quite specific, but then they're also measurable, very target focused and performance focused KPIs are, I'd say. So I'd say that's what the difference between they would be. Um, Operational goals, they turn our operational goals turn, sorry, I don't know how to really say this. So we have operational goals that fit into our operational strategy. So they're then broken down. So then they're broken down into day-to-day tasks. So then we can achieve our overall organizational goals. Those goals broken down into strategies, then broken down into day-to-day tasks to ensure that we do achieve that. So yeah, that's what they look like, and that's how we're able to maintain organizational success. Sorry, I can't speak today. Um, so you can monitor. So you can monitor team and individual success. I think again, as I said previously, through RAG tracker, red, amber, green. Um, you can review, have regular check-ins, track delivery against action targets. And I think that can work for a team in a shared document or as an individual. Um, at the county council, we will monitor that through like our one-to-ones. We'll have everybody will have the one-to-ones, depending on everybody will have them, but depending on your manager and your job role, how often you have them. I have mine every month. Um, where in there we'll talk about we'll have like a professional discussion kind of like this, just one to one, and we'll talk about what's going really well, what's not going well. We'll write it down, I will then sign it. So I think for us that's how we're able to see when we've had a good performance or poor performance in anything, because we will have that conversation, write it down, and it is logged. A manager should really be logging that and putting that away, just so you can see the gradual improvement, or if more support's required and when that started and stuff. um so yeah, um that's how one we use one-to-ones to measure our targets and our goals, and we'll also use those one-to-ones to also monitor performance. Is it going well? What's going well? Why is this going well? What's not going so well? Why is it not going so well? And what could we do to improve that? And then the following one-to-one, you'll then discuss that again, reflect, and yeah, be able to see if that's something that you've improved on, if it's something you require more support on. And yeah, we have a really supportive community here. So yeah, that's how we will do that. And then other resources will be pulled in to support you.